everybody, and welcome to the EUSL. Today we've got a big game ahead of us. Bikrowave being near top of the table, or top of the table exactly, versus Jersey Hockey Team at 9th position. Jersey could really do with this win. Bikrowave needing this win to stay above Sark. Currently just a point above Sark at the moment. Very interesting game from both teams. Bikrowave normally repping a orange and blue colour scheme. Jersey normally in black and yellow. Jersey Hockey Team most likely starting with Dax in goal, Enkidu normally playing as captain, normally starting, Uzed and Zorks playing striker with Adarap, who doesn't normally play but has quite the big impact when he does play. On the other hand, Bikrowave with ISO a captain in the defence, Josh up front alongside Callum and Fizzy in goal. We've seen Fizzy fall to the pressure quite a lot, so maybe Jersey can utilise that to get them the win. Bikrowave with 9 games played, 8 wins and 1 loss. Unfortunately, that loss was to Sark Hockey Team, the team just underneath them. For those of you that don't know, Sark, a previous gold medaling team, winning gold medal last season and silver medal 2 seasons ago. A very long-lasting team. I think it's 4 seasons long now. Very strong team. On the other hand, Jersey, with only 2 wins and 6 losses, really need to get wins. 3 points away from beer with us, which would take them out of the gauntlet spot and into just a standby spot in the league, where they wouldn't have to fight in the Challenger Gauntlet against whoever progresses through the Challenger Gauntlet. And it would give them the lead against Guernsey, who are currently in 10th place, putting them in the relegation zone. Both teams today, this could go either way. Bikrowave definitely being the favourites here, especially with a lot more chemistry than Jersey. Jersey playing together for quite some time now, but only having 1 season worth of pro experience, that being this season so far. On the other hand, Bikrowave with quite a lot of pro experience. I think the past 2 seasons have been in pro. Last season placing in the middle of the table. This season obviously dominating. Wouldn't surprise me if we see some great crashes from Josh and Callum tearing up the front. However, on the other hand, Jersey, Uzed up front, great solo player, great at dashing left and right and putting it in the back of the goal, which is what Jersey need today. I am currently being joined by my friend Squidonge, who should be helping me cast today.
Hello, everyone. Hello. Yeah, it's a very exciting game today. I think on paper, we expect Bikrowave to take this one by quite a margin. But, Guernsey Hockey Team did take Bikrowave to overtime before they did concede pretty early into that overtime. But, there's definitely room for error on that Bikrowave side. As you said, Fizzy sometimes getting pressed and giving the puck away. And Jersey Hockey Team, Adarap, the second top scorer in Challenger last season, with Mantis just beating him out in the last week, I think, with a few goals against a couple of teams that got mercied. But there's definitely a strong team in there for Jersey, and if they can survive those crashes, like you said, I think there could be a very good game here.
We currently have nearly the starting lineups for both teams. Both captains playing on either starting lineup at the moment. Of course, both goalkeepers, Fizzy and Dax. Dax being quite the strong goalkeeper at shot stopping, however, definitely on the puck a bit slower. So Bikrowave might be able to take advantage. Also, Zorks starting as the final player in defence for Jersey. Very strong defender, also very tactical with the puck, really good at deking. So it wouldn't surprise me if we see some good assists in place from him. And then Uzed up front, a great finishes we've seen so far.
So if you had to pick the one player from each team to be, the standout, the most important, who would you pick?
Oh, in my opinion, from Bikrowave, I'd have to say Josh. Definitely Josh. Unbelievable at crashing so far this season, scoring amazing crashes. However, Josh and Callum are definitely very close to that top spot in Bikrowave. They just work so well together. But Jersey Hockey Team, definitely have to give it to Zorks. Great on the defense, but also great on the counter attack, leading to many goals for Jersey Hockey Team. And everyone is ready, so we should be going into it.
Yeah, I agree with you there. I think Callum is a brilliant player. He's done a lot of what Bikrowave try and do. He's amazing on the puck, but he also does get back and defend well. And yeah, I think Zorks is going to be that playmaker for Jersey if they're to get anything out of this game. But we're here on the face-off now. Callum and UZ, and nope, the puck is gone. We're back on the face-off. Deja vu a bit here. As Dax can collect. No pressure on him yet, but Josh slowly moves up the rink. Safe pass to UZ. UZ goes back, but Josh already on the pressure, winning it back. And I think that's a taste of what's to come. And Zorks with a big save there. Dax plays it to... Sorry, UZ plays it to Dax. Very controlled. UZ with the shot, but ISO can now bring it across. That's a good shot there, but Dax is a very experienced goalkeeper. Will not get beaten at his near post. Now ISO out to Callum. All Bikrowave so far.
Bikrowave pressing a lot here on Jersey. Jersey staying in their own third. Zorks playing a key role to UZ, and UZ of course being great at passing. I'm surprised to see Enkidu up front this game. I'd say he's quite a defensive player, but I think because Adrop isn't playing, they're putting Enkidu up front.
There's nearly a bit of a mishap there in defence for Jersey hockey team as they nearly bundle it into their own net, but it's crisis averted for now. But it's all Bikrowave, and I think, as we can see, it's a very obvious 2-2 formation as Dax making a stop, but I think that was going wide anyway. And Josh has a chance to get it across, but it's well closed down by Zorks. But Bikrowave, they've had the puck all of this first minute, and Jersey hockey team are lucky to get a touch on it as ISO actually loses out there to Enkidu. Now Fizzy finds himself halfway up the rink, but he'll just go back to ISO. And now Bikrowave a lot of time. I assume they'll look for Callum or Josh here as ISO just waiting, giving that option for Fizzy. Barely moving up at all, but Fizzy with a simple decon. Enkidu launches the shot and it's wide, and I think Dax had that covered anyway.
Great pressure from Bikrowave so far, I do have to say. Jersey not being the favourites, but definitely struggling a lot here to get the puck out wide. If they can get out wide, maybe they can get a shot or two, as possession time doesn't really matter too much. What matters the most is the goals. However, ISO definitely being there for Fizzy is going to make it very tough for Jersey hockey team so far.
Definitely, and I think if Jersey want to win this, they're going to need to take every opportunity. And we saw there just a bit of a miscontrol from Enkid when they were on the counter-attack, and they're going to have to limit those mistakes if they want to score on the counter-attacks. They are not going to get many opportunities as Fizzy passes it to Callum. The double crash nearly works, and that's how I think about 90% of the Bikrowave goals. They shoot it on net, and Callum and Josh just crash, and it works. And Sark play very similarly, so we can't hate it at all.
I mean, as I said before the game, Callum and Josh definitely two key plays for Bikrowave, and as I said, I can't really pick one to be the best as they play so perfectly together. And as I say that, Callum sinks a shot into the top right of the goal. Beautiful placement just past Dax.
And that's unfortunate for Zorks there. He actually blocks the initial shot and then passes the puck straight back to Callum, who has a free 2-on-1 on the net with Josh. And Dax, nothing he can do there. I don't think any goalkeeper would be expected to save a shot there. And now it's 1-0 to Bikrowave, just the start they needed. It took them a while, especially considering the pressure they were putting on, but they've got that goal, and I think now the floodgates might open as ISO gets a second.
ISO, once again, being a defender, but great at shooting off the backhand. He has been practicing that, as we've seen in recent games. Beautiful placement and just a beautiful assist as well from, I think it was Josh.
Yeah, there was just no one on ISO. He found all that space on the offside line of Jersey, and there was no one marking him. So they need to improve that marking, especially against a team like Bikrowave.
Yeah. I do have to say one thing about Bikrowave. Yes, they utilise the space very well, but Josh and Callum are really good when there's no space, as we see Callum here bumping everyone out of the way. Even though Jersey do win it, Bikrowave are very good at playing with little space, especially with the crashes, which I think is a key role to their team getting wins this season so far.
Definitely, and we can develop a shot from UZ now. I think Fizzy maybe thought it was going wide as it sneaks in from UZ, but to me this, with all due respect, looks like a pretty tame shot, and you can see Fizzy actually doesn't jump dash to the side there, so I think maybe he thought he had it covered, or he thought it was going wide, but that's the goal back Jersey needed, and suddenly the game does not look so easy for Bikrowave as Fizzy will easily go for the cross pass there. And ISO again, but UZ reads it this time. Jersey probably a bit inspired now, and UZ can carry it forward, but he just dumps it.
I do have to say, I don't think Fizzy was expecting that shot at all, especially not to thread the needle past ISO, but what can you say? It was a beautiful placement and a very well-deserved goal to Jersey.
Definitely, and that's a great reach from Dax. It's a 3-on-1 here. Surely he makes the right option, but he doesn't. He goes somewhere between the pass and the shot, wide at the far post, and that was honestly a really good opportunity for Jersey to get back into it. And I think Bikrowave might be a bit rattled here. This game's not going to be as easy as I'm sure they were thinking in the lobby. But now Callum, what a save from Dax, showing his experience there to just stay on his line and cover the most of the net possible. And again, a user there, that is brilliant. And now Zorks, it's a 2-on-1, but Zorks just can't get it under control, fighting with ISO, but ISO coming out on top.
I do have to say, Jersey definitely gaining their momentum back here. You know, not letting Bikrowave get that momentum at the beginning and just carry it away. They're fighting for the momentum here. And I'd have to say, they may be 1 goal down, but in these last minute or two of the game, they are definitely keeping the pressure up as Bikrowave are not just dominating it in their third anymore.
But now Bikrowave with a chance, and that's unfortunate for Dax there. He honestly feels like he gets the save in, but it just goes in anyway. And that's what happens when you leave Josh and Callum so open. And against a team like this, you really just need a player sitting on Josh and a player sitting on Callum, which Jersey didn't do, and they were punished for it. They let Josh get way too much space out on that right side.
I mean, I do
It
have
was
to
an
say,
easy finish.
yeah, Dax especially already on 9 saves, nearly double digits in 1 period. I mean, a keeper can't save everything, but you know they can save as much as possible. But you know, I think it might be an issue with the defense rather than the goalkeeper. Dax definitely putting up a solid defense for the team so far.
I think Jersey will feel inspired going into this break, because they were fighting back into it. They were the better team for about a minute there towards the end of the period until Bikrowave got that third goal. But it's really the problem when you're playing and you're coming from behind, because if you commit more players forward to get that catch-up goal, you will concede on the counter-attack, which is exactly what happened there.
And if we look at some stats from either team so far, Jersey on only 2 shots and Bikrowave on 15. Definitely shows a possession difference and like the overall control on the game. However, I think in that last minute or two, even though Jersey may have not got as many shots, they definitely had a lot of control in the game, bringing that possession stat up. Jersey only on 19 seconds of possession so far, though. Definitely think we've seen in the past. Very little possession. Maybe they can change that this period.
Yeah, no changes yet for Jersey. They clearly think what they're doing is going to give them a chance to win, and I think they've still got a good bet of getting something. Maybe if it's just a point for going to overtime, and Dax now needs help to clear this, and UZ will be that helping hand. They need to stop it getting wrapped around though, and UZ now has the puck, got a bit of time, but he's losing out to Josh. He needs to get this back to Dax, which he'll do, but it's not a convincing pass back on the board. But Dax now fighting Josh, and they let it go, and ISO carry the puck out.
Yeah, as you said, Jersey just being able to take it to overtime and getting that 1 point would make a very big impact for them so far. As yes, they're at 9th place, but they're equal points with Guernsey, who are in 10th, and I think are leading by goal difference, which is not a lot to be hanging by for that relegation zone. So they definitely need to score 2 goals a minimum here, and if so, 3 would be nice.
And that's an uncharacteristic miss from Callum there. He had a lot of time. It was a fairly tight angle, but he didn't get it anywhere near the net. But I'm sure it won't bother him too much, as he's been playing very well.
Callum, a very quick player as well. Super fast reflexes. We've seen him score shots in an instant, in the blink of an eye. You think he's on max sensitivity on mouse and keyboard, but he really isn't. He's just very, very smart. And to be fair, I think he's had a good year or 2 in the game, so he knows what he's doing.
Yeah, that's a chance now as Fizzy gets crashed in the crash goal. Jersey hockey team taking a page out of Bikewave's book there, as User gets the shot on Fizzy and he just can't get it out. He needed to swing more at that and just clear it, and he gets crashed. And now again, the danger signs are there for Bikrowave, as it's only a 1 goal difference.
I think unfortunately, Fizzy's guardian angel ISO might have nearly owned goal that. I saw him swing his stick in the direction, unfortunately. But when you have 2 people crashing you, there's not much you can do. Fizzy not being the strongest goalkeeper either, but he definitely gave it a good go.
Yeah, and it's again though, just Jersey need to be careful. There's an opportunity a few seconds ago where they got caught on the break, and UZ nearly losing out to Callum, but that's dumped by Dax. I think that's the smart move. They're going for kind of a 2-man press here, but they revert to a 1-man press. 1 man blocking Callum, 1 man blocking Josh. This is what they have to do, but no one covering Fizzy. But Dax saves that as you'd expect him to, as it was a long way out. They need to stop the wrap now. Josh probably should have scored that. Josh again, but wide again.
UZ dumping out Enkidu. I'd say so far this period, Jersey definitely playing a lot of counter-attacks, not having as much possession time, which is something, as I've said, we've seen in the past. But if they keep playing counter-attacks like this, they might be able to catch ISO and Fizzy off guard again, the way they did last time with that crash. And I think mirroring Bikrowave, you know, the way they play with crashes is a very strong way to play so far in this current season.
That's a great save there from Dax, but they need to be careful. Callum just sneaking into space. Kind of, he was marked, and then you look again, and he's just shifted away, snuck away from the marker. So they need to be careful for that. And now Fizzy under double pressure, but they get the pressure wrong, and Josh has a shot there. They don't need to be going for that press when Fizzy's so far back. You know, let him carry the puck to the blue line. What's he going to do really, apart from for the red line for the white ice players? You let him have the shot from the halfway line, which will probably be blocked. But Callum now sneaks it in, and the 2-goal lead is restored.
I think that just got pinched between the Callum's and Enkidu's stick here, just sliding in the goal. Unfortunate from Enkidu, a bit. I think it might have been because of poor stick positioning, but not much you can do there. Callum's just a bit too quick with it.
And it's unfortunate for Jersey. If the puck's behind your net, in a way you're safe because they can't directly score from behind the net, but instead Jersey try and force something that pops out in front of the net, which is an easy tap in for Callum. But now Zorks is in a one-on-one with Fizzy. The miscontrol, I think, is going to take the opportunity away, and it does, leading to a very tame shot. Now Callum's open again. Josh nearly gets on the end of that. That was a perfect pass there. But as perfect as you can get without finding the player.
Bikrowave definitely having a lot of space to play with. I think Jersey need to play 2 at the back, as they're doing now, 2 at the back and 1 up front. As I say that, they nearly slip a shot in because, as I said, they're playing really good on the counter-attack, so maybe they should stick 2 at the back because they're leaving Josh open quite a lot, and especially Josh and Callum open is very lethal.
And I think they can play like that and get the goals on the counter. Fizzy will play a pass, and there's always the chance they intercept it and then launch a 3-man counter attack. And as we've seen, the crash is on for them, so they just need to be careful. But ISO can finish the game here, but he just can't get the shot away. And UZ does well to win that off. But now Fizzy is going to have an opportunity there. Slides past, but now UZ can go for the dump, and doesn't find Zorks, doesn't find the net. But Zorks will chase this and guarantee it, but Fizzy clears him out the way for his teammate. And Josh nearly carries the puck there, but loses out, and ISO will just pass it back for Fizzy.
I have to say, Fizzy this game so far, for a goalkeeper playing very aggressive, not even in his own half at the moment, and ISO definitely having to drop back every now and then when Fizzy does take it up. That could be another way for Jersey to find a counter-attack, as they've needed so far.
You have to be an expert on positioning to play like that as a goalkeeper. I'm not saying Fizzy isn't, but if Jersey can just find that opportunity, there'll definitely be a snipe available. They need to get this clear, though, as Enkid does as we go to the last 20 seconds of the second period. 1 left after this one.
Jersey definitely lacking on possession earlier, but as I said, goal does mean more than possession as Josh tries to go for it. I have to say, going back to the counter-attack point on Jersey, they've been doing so very well, but not well enough, as I say
probably
that.
Game there. I think Jersey maybe switched off a bit. No one really covering net. UZ leaves the net. Zork's not on the net, and Dak's trying to get back round, but they just leave Callum open. They are going to be kicking themselves as a 2-goal deficit isn't insurmountable, but I think a 3-goal deficit might be.
Yeah, I do have to say, a great offense. I mean, a great defense does make a great offense. Securing that goal lead or even keeping it close so they can slip a goal or 2 in the counter attacks. But I don't think the counter attack play might work as well now that they're at a 3-goal deficit. They're definitely going to struggle if they only play through counter attacks to win this game or even bring overtime. So they're going to either have to play more defensive and keep their goal difference down, or all-out attack and try and get as many goals as possible to force an overtime.
They're going to need to really go for it now. Maybe we'll see if they put all of that pressure on. Maybe they'll find something. Or maybe it'll go the other way and Bikrowave will score another 3 this period. But the pressure fails there as ISO now got a lot of time. Josh is very, very unmarked, but Enkid does well to shut down the angle. And Fizzy just swings a stick past it. But UZ there only deflects as far as Callum, but he does very well to close him back down.
Just echoing what you said there, Callum pressing from nearly behind their goal. Like, he knows that his teammates, ISO and Fizzy, can hold the defence up. And I feel like it's that trust that Bikrowave have together. Something Jersey might be lacking a little bit is all of them do rush into their own half, as you can see here. 3 of them in their own third, when not that many Bikrowave players are in their third. So it's a bit of a mismatch.
And what that means is, like there, if they win the puck back, there's just no one forward for them to pass it to. So they end up dumping it, losing it, rinse and repeat. But Dak's now got a bit of time. Simple pass to Enkidu. Enkidu, that's a lovely try there. Fizzy, I think, always the favourite in that situation because of the tight angle. That's a really clever shot from Enkidu. And UZ will clear that up. Fizzy didn't need to go for the cross pass there, but he chose to. Maybe getting a bit confident now with his 3-goal cushion. It's not over till the final whistle. I'm sure Jersey will be saying to themselves right now.
Definitely not. And Callum goes for a shot. Once again, giving Callum a lot of space like that. To be fair, he did get past UZ, but still, I think someone has to press him, but not enough to leave Josh open. Maybe Dax is sitting the goal a bit too much and not playing defensive enough. But I guess we'll have to see as these last 3 minutes.
And someone's going to need to check the history books. I know Damn the Fish broke the scoring record in a single game recently, but I'm not sure what the save record is. Dax sitting on 18 with 3.5 minutes left to play. He could be going for that record as he's now on the puck again. Without him, this game would be well out of sight. But now Enkidu just can't control it there. There was a good opportunity for the one-on-one.
I mean, I think the great volley from Josh, not on target though. I'd have to say I think the saving record is in the 20s. However, Dax are not being far off as Bikrowave are dominating this game so far, I have to say. They were the favourites, but they definitely are showing it, aren't they?
And as you can see there, Enkid on the park, but EUSL and Dax sitting behind him, just not really having faith in him to get it out, and they really need to there. EUSL needs to move up and get into a position for the pass, as if Enkid did manage to get the puck there and carry it, there was just no one on for him. And Fizzy can take his time, play the horizontal pass.
I feel like with every team, a strong goalkeeper is needed. Dax showing that in saves, but maybe not so much out of the blue zone in front of his goal. I do have to say I've seen him in there quite a bit. Yes, Jersey are having to bust due to the the immense pressure from Bikrowave. However, on the counter attack, I think if Dax took it up a tiny bit, it might give Jersey some time to reorganise.
Yeah, definitely. It's a good opportunity now. It's just saved from ISO as it sneaks towards their net. I don't think it would have been too consequential in the grand scheme of things, but Josh there nearly losing out, but smart to pass it back to Fizzy. Fizzy riskily passes it back towards his own net, but ISO now on the horizontal. But Jersey needs to be careful not to get drawn in when Bikrowave are playing those horizontals. In a way, you can let them do that. Give up a bit of ground as it really doesn't progress them too far. And you said that's a great save from Fizzy, but Enkid on the crash. Maybe this isn't the end of the game.
I do have to say, Bikrowave definitely playing more passive. I'm not sure if it's accidental miss passes, but definitely playing in their own half a bit more. I think they know that they have this goal lead, which is definitely being timed up on, and they just want to play time rather than goals because they need the points more than the goal difference compared to Jersey, who definitely need the goal difference. So I do have to say, I think we've seen Bikrowave's playstyle shift quite a bit in this last couple of minutes.
And you're right about what you say there about needing the points from the goal difference. But I really think that even if you're winning by a lot of goals or losing by a lot of goals, you shouldn't change your system too much because ultimately the system you play by default is what you're going to have practice the most, and shifting to something else like playing really passive or like playing really offensively, just it won't suit you and you will struggle, as we've kind of seen here from both players. They're caught on the counter again and that nearly finds its way in, and then we truly would have had an exciting last minute.
Definitely. I'm not seeing the same explosiveness from Calm and Josh that we saw at the start of the game, but I'm definitely seeing more explosiveness from Enkidu and EUSL so far. As I think, as we spoke about before the period, Jersey are definitely playing that more all-out attack rather than playing more defensive to reduce their goal difference. They want to force an overtime here, and they've only got 1 minute to do so.
Yeah, and it's looking unlikely now as Josh back to Fizzy. Fizzy will want himself a goal, but Enkid catches that. He just can't carry it. But EUSL now, I think, tackled by Enkid. He'll find Zorks, but Zorks can't hold on to it. It's a difficult one to control. No fault of Zorks there, really. As ISO now is going to have a lot of time here. As EUSL's bumped out the way. ISO with a great pass across to Callum, but it's just the wrong angle from Callum. And Dax ends up dumping it again. Like you said, I think maybe he needs to try and find a few more passes so that Jersey can get a bit more possession time. But I think it would be too little too late now as we go in the last 20 seconds.
I mean, if we had looked at Jersey's positioning about 10 seconds ago, all of them outside their own half, Dax included, as we can see right now, yes, keeping that square formation, but all of them very high presses. Enkidu goes for a crash. Enkidu needs to go for more crashes like that to secure them goals against a very strong keeper like Fizzy. And that is the game over. I do have to say, Enkidu making a large impact in the last couple of periods. Josh and Cal, in my opinion, definitely the MVPs, the both of them as a duo.
I think the special mention to Dax there, 18 saves. Didn't make any after I mentioned it, which I think is the caster's curse, but that was great play from him to keep Jersey in that, as that would not have been pretty if he didn't make that amount of saves.
I mean, you do have to mention as well, I think it's Zorks and Enkidu also with a couple of saves themselves, 25 saves in total, so Dax didn't do all the work, but he definitely did some hard carrying there in the goal, and 3 minutes of possession from Bikewave's side. That is unbelievable, an immense amount of pressure. Definitely showing why Dax has his 18 saves, and on the other hand, Jersey with only a minute, which is more than we normally see, but it's most likely because in that third period they played more offensive rather than on the counter-attack that I think they normally play as their playstyle. However, I do think it works better for them personally. One last thing, Callum on 14 out of 30 Bikewave's shots and 3 out of their 5 goals. My personal man of the match. Who would your man of the match be?
Yeah, you have to agree there, really. I don't think there's any debate there. The winning team created so much for them going forward. You can't pick anyone else, in my opinion.
And that's all from us tonight. Thank you for watching.
One last shout out. Don't forget, look in chat for the links coming up now. If you're new to the channel, as I think we're getting a lot of first-time chatters, join the EUSL.gg server using the Discord link there, where you can participate in pugs, which are just friendly 4v4 matches to get a taste for it. Probably the best way to join a team, as people will see you in there and like how you play. There's also weekly weekly casual tournaments called the Slapshot Rumble that are hosted, as well as an entry-level league called the Slapshot Rumble as well, so you can maybe find a team for that. So make sure to follow the links, follow the socials as well, where we do also put out content, and stay up to date, and we'll catch you for the next game.
And that's all. Thank you for watching.